All right, let's get this show started.
In today's news, Aljamain Sterling hints at featherweight debut against Max Holloway. After losing his title to Sean O'Malley at UFC 292, Aljamain Sterling is now looking to move to another weight class. In a recent post on social media, he hinted at his next target being Holloway. When asked by a fan when he wants to fight again, Aljo said, "March, try and make it blessed." What do you guys think of the idea of making the Holloway vs Sterling fight at 145? Let's talk below. Francis Ngannou takes a shot at Tyson Fury over $50 million stupid remarks. During Thursday's Fury vs Usyk press conference, Fury was asked how long it took him to get past the Ngannou fight. There, he revealed that he earned a staggering $50 million for this fight and has more interesting things to think about rather than a fight against the former UFC champ.
I just wonder what were the few days or the week or so after the fight on October the 28th like for you? Did it take long to get it out of your system?
What?
The fight against Ngannou, or did you just move straight on from that?
I've just been paid fucking nearly 50 million quid. Are you stupid or what? I've been out thinking about buying super yachts, jumbo jets, mansions, all sorts of stuff. Can't believe it.
Ngannou reacted to these comments, tweeting, "Fury hasn't thought about a fight since October because you don't dwell on losses." Francis then posted this photo captioned, "The Simpsons always know." A big light heavyweight fight has been announced for January 13th. On Thursday, the UFC took to social media to announce that Magomed Ankalaev and Johnny Walker rematch will be set for a UFC Fight Night event on January 13th. Ankalaev and Walker previously met in October at UFC 294 Abu Dhabi. The bout ended in a chaotic no contest after Ankalaev nailed Walker with an illegal knee to the head midway through the first round. The cage-side doctor controversially ruled Walker unable to continue. With Alex Pereira having captured the vacant UFC light heavyweight title this past Saturday at UFC 295, and former champ Jamal Hill still recovering from an Achilles injury, there is a good chance that Ankalaev vs Walker 2 will decide the division's next #1 contender. Strickland's manager reveals interesting information regarding Strickland vs Chimaev fight. After Sean became the middleweight champion back in September, Dana White said that the winner of Khamzat Chimaev vs Kamaru Usman would be next in line for Strickland's title. As you guys know, it's not going to happen because Strickland is booked to face Dricus du Plessis at UFC 297 on January 20th. Now, in an interview on MMA Mania's Sound and Pound podcast, Lance Spaude, the manager of Sean Strickland at Iridium Sports, has revealed that Chimaev wasn't even discussed for Sean's first title defense. He said, "Never even brought up in the discussion. I don't really know what Chimaev and his team are looking to do, but yeah, it wasn't really even an option. Maybe they're looking down the road. Maybe his wrist or hand is really as bad as they say it is. You hear a bunch of things. Again, Sean's a guy who will do what the UFC asks him to do when they ask him to do it, as long as everything financially makes sense for him." Henry Cejudo has crapped on an emotional Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall captured the biggest win of his combat sports career by stopping Sergey Pavlovich in the UFC 295 co-main event last weekend in New York City, claiming the interim title and positioning himself for a 2024 fight against either John Jones or Stipe Miocic. However, not everyone was in the mood to celebrate Tom's big win, including former two-division champ Henry Cejudo. In a recent YouTube video, Triple C criticized Aspinall for celebrating his UFC interim title, calling the belt not a real thing.
You know, watching Tom Aspinall win the world title or the interim world title, I mean, he's already celebrating. I mean, it's an interim, Tom. You know, save those tears when you actually win the real bout. You know, like sometimes when I see people like that they just get too emotional after an interim bout, it seems like, yeah, you got a trophy, but it's like they might as well dip that thing in either silver or bronze because it's not the real thing. And I mean that with all due respect. Now sometimes I wonder, I as a competitor, I start to think of their mentalities of what is it that makes them. What is it that makes them, you know, has he thought that he's reached the pinnacle of the world? And I'm not picking on you, Tom, but I'm just saying, dude, like, save those tears when you actually become and you actually own the undisputed title.
Bisping Smith then reacted to Cejudo's criticism of Tom Aspinall. Speaking on the most recent episode of his BYM podcast, Bisping, a longtime friend of Tom's, responded to Cejudo's comments, saying that he agrees to some point, but there's nothing wrong with celebrating the UFC Interim Championship.
Yes, granted, I do see Cejudo's point, and by the way, that is a really good perspective because you're right. That is what someone like a true winner would say. You know,
right.
Olympic gold medalist, 2 weight division champion. Yeah, of course, maybe when you look at it through that lens, you haven't competed. You're not stood right at the top of the mountain. There's still one more ledge to climb, I guess, if you look at it like that. But he still flew out to New York City, Madison Square Garden, on 2.5 weeks' notice, with a bad back, with one of the scariest people in all of the sport, and finished him in 69 seconds. The relief in a situation like that, do you know what I mean? The pressure you are feeling in a moment like that, and then for it to be done and to be over, of course, because that's the dream, Anthony.
Anthony Smith also had some choice words for Cejudo.
That is a world title around his waist. So if he wants to cry about it, go f yourself. If you don't like it. Like, that is a life achievement that 99.9% of the population walking this planet will never, ever touch. 99.9% of fighters won't even be in a position to contend for one. So, like, if he wants to cry, like, let the man cry. Who cares? That's a huge accomplishment. That's a golden ticket to a lot of things. That opens up a lot of doors.
Paulo Costa is back to work after his elbow surgery. Costa was expected to welcome Khamzat Chimaev to the middleweight division in the co-main event of UFC 294 last month, before he was forced to withdraw from the matchup due to an infection that occurred following surgery on his elbow. Since then, he's underwent 3 surgeries and looks like he has fully recovered, as he's posted this training clip.
Take some sun here after 2 days. Eat everything a lot. I will be fat, not so bad, but I feel fat.
Here are the top 3 memes found on the internet today. 3rd place was found over Facebook and was posted by a user named Robert. 2nd place meme was found over Reddit and was posted by a user named Work the Clinch. And the top picked meme was found over X and was posted by a user named AJ. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.